Eja edem ɛwɔ NDC amanyɔkuo no mu na sɛdeɛ yɛn nyinaa anim no hwan sɛ John Dramani Mahama ɛni hɔ a hwan na ɛbɛsɔsidi ɛyɛ John Dramani Mahama ne din ne deɛ yɛn nyinaa nim sɛ edin ne deɛ aba bebree akyɛ sɛ Johnson Aseidu Nketia Judicial Debra ɛyɛ ato force ɛne ɔmo keka ho bebree na ɛne wɔm sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo sɔsidi John Dramani Mahama na ɛbɛtɔ abɔnten sɛ Julius Debra ɛne ɛyɛ Aseidu Nketia ntɛm ɛnyɛ fine firi sɛ ɛyɛ obi a pɛ sɛ ɔsɔsidi ɛyɛ John Dramani Mahama na mene ɔkasa deɛ Johnson Asiedu Nketia astate ne campaign for 2028 akyɛ sɛ abusuafoɔ ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa akyɛ sɛ ɔde nsɛm bebree abɛto abɔnten akyɛ sɛ ɔkyɛ sɛ ɔno so ɛyɛ nipa a ɔbɛtumi adi ɛyɛ NDC amanyɔkuo no watumi adi Ghana so anim ɛde akɔbɔhyɛ asase so nti bi nkotie nsɛm a ɛkɔ so wɔ NDC amanyɔkuo no mu ayɛ nkasa TV a yɛde update ɛne trending news nkɔ na yɛde so yɛtie fo ne ayɛfo nkotie nsɛm no mu nkyɛmu yɛkɔba adeɛ kan bia mbɛbrɛ mu.
Fellow Akatamansonians,
on the issue of the arrest of party functionaries, I think that I agree with you totally that the decision of the trial court judge, especially in the Abronya case, defies every logic and every legal principles that I have come into contact with as a young lawyer. That point must be made. That decision, when I read it last night, I was embarrassed by that decision, especially as a government spokesperson. I simply it didn't just sit well with me. I tried to look for justification behind such a decision, but I simply couldn't. But this is why I disagree with leader. Many of you in your social studies class, you know the difference when it comes to separation of powers and the different arms of government. The judiciary is on its own. The executive is on its own. The legislature is on its own. And this government promised a reset. It may be difficult for many of you to agree that we are not interfering when it comes to the functions of the judiciary. But I can tell you with all sincerity and certainty, based on where I sit, that we are doing everything within our power not to interfere when it comes to the functions of the judiciary and how they go about their judgments. And so this judgment that was released yesterday is nothing but a poor decision emanating from one of our arms of government, which is the judiciary. The very reason why the National Democratic Congress, under His Excellency President John Evans Atta Mills, made a promise in opposition to reset the judiciary. And if you read the judgment fully, you see, we are having to deal with the effects of the bad political interventions of the last regime. In 8 months, we may not be able to cure all that, but we are doing our best. And this judgment is one of the effects of the last 8 years. If you read the judgment, the same judge alluded to the fact that in 2023, he remanded an MDC activist for insulting Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as president of the Republic of Ghana. That same judge. And many of us in the NDC then condemned him for that action. It is that same judge who remanded the Wound Meat presenter. I'm sure you guys have read it. So in his mind, what he did, and he was hailed under Nana Addo, he can be forgiven to think that this government will also hail him. So when I read the judgment, I saw it more as self-serving agenda to force down a consistency narrative down our throats to defend. And that is not why the NDC won power. The NDC did not win power to continue the perpetuation of illegality as far as our law courts are concerned.
Yesterday we were in court. This is what the judge said. Listen to him. He's a judge. Listen to him. He says, quote, accused person before the court is facing 2 charges of misdemeanor. Misdemeanor is a lesser offense, an offense that means nothing, really. If you are convicted, it's a fine, then you go home. This is important. It says, however, in this instant case, the court will not look at only the charges being misdemeanor, but will extend it to the position of the IGP to the country. That is the head of the police service. The words which came from the accused person is likely to put the security of the nation into disrepute. Then he goes further to worsen the matter. He says, it is always said that all persons are equal equal persons, but in practice, it is not so. Then he quotes George Orwell's satire, The Animal Farm. One of the commandments is that all men are equal, but some are equal than others. Translated into this case, all men are equal, but some are more equal than others. This is what the judge said. To remand Abronya into custody again. If you are a judge and you're remanding somebody into custody, what you are basically saying is that if the person is granted bail, he may not come to court for trial, or he would interfere in the investigation. The judge did not say this in his ruling. He says that the matter involves IGP, and all men are not the same. So if you are involved in a matter with somebody who is considered a big person in society, you go to jail. Such a dangerous precedent. If we don't talk about it, where would be our democracy? And ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged to have been part of ECOWAS Parliament. I have roamed through the sub-region. Ghana stands tall, but we can make it better.
The name of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He knew the name of Gabi Ochredako. If you want to describe any group of persons and you call their clan and their tribe names, I'm asking a simple question. Is Achim Sakawa Mafia a hate speech or not? You can say it's not. Perfect. Okay, so if it is not, then I can list several things that so many people have written on social media that are not hate speech. Let me also quickly come and say something. I heard the president in his engagement say that, you know, if you sit on radio and say that I wish so and so person was in a helicopter, I wish so and so is in a helicopter, the helicopter that crashed. If you sit on radio and TV, and as a former president, you say that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is older than me, he is likely to die before I die. Is it the same? I beg you. Is the wish of stop interfering with him. Let him finish. I am asking you. You shouldn't answer the rhetoric questions. You know, Dennis he has his timer. He sets it. So he will tell me that I have not given him enough time. I am saying that. You see, I know what I am saying. The president, he opened his mouth and said that the sitting president is likely to die before him. I am saying that that's point.